And welcome to our weekly Smarty Live podcast. I'm Anne Smarty. I'm the co-founder of Smarty Marketing. We are a boutique SEO and digital marketing agency located in New York. And today with me is our director of social, April. Thank you for being with me today.
Hey everyone.
Please do subscribe to my newsletter. Every Tuesday, I send it to my subscribers. It lives now on my own domain, nsmarty.com. So it's very easy to find. You can either search to it or for it using my name or just type nsmarty.com, and it's very easy to subscribe. I announce every weekly topic that we're going to discuss on these live events in my newsletter. And I also had a lot of context, links, screenshots, tools. All of that can be found in the newsletter. So please subscribe and follow us because we discuss hot topics every week. And hopefully we are helpful by we are getting good feedback. Today, we're discussing a very important topic in the context of how many changes we're seeing from Google. Today, we're discussing traffic declines, organic search traffic declines. First of all, and the main thing to note here is that there is no single website on the planet that has never seen traffic declines from Google. It's not like it's the end of the world, but just something important to keep in mind. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it possibly will. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, quite likely your website is quite new because organic search traffic has been on decline for many established sites for years now, simply because search just is not just sending as many clicks as at the beginning of our SEO journey, because there are so many distracting search features that answer queries the way that they do not require a click. There are so many ways that Google is not sending as much traffic as it used to. So everyone who has been around for about 10 years or more has seen some declines in Google traffic, and it just has nothing to do with the quality of their website or penalties or anything like that. There are many ways Google is just sending less and less traffic. With that apart, it is important to keep an eye on your organic search clicks, just because you don't want to miss actually something wrong is happening to your website. There is always that possibility as well. Some traffic declines are natural. They are called fluctuations. They will be back, or you will earn other clicks from to other pages. So some of them are natural and require no fix, or sometimes fix is impossible. When, for example, you were getting organic traffic to an event page which expired, or the tool no longer in demand, so it is no longer good or useful. So there are some pages that possibly lost traffic for a good reason, and it's not recoverable. But there are cases when you do need to act to try and revive that traffic. And the first step is to know which pages lost traffic. And the best way to do that is using Search Console, just because I never rely on SEMrush. So I've seen a lot of cases where they show huge drops in traffic, and you just don't see them using Search Console. So the first data is usually using Google and seeing which pages lost traffic and which queries are not sending as many clicks to you as they used to. So to do that, you go to the performance section inside Search Console, click where you see date, you see click and compare, and then compare your performance 3 or 6 months within, or just pick a date based on when you lost that traffic. Very easy. You will see the list of pages and the comparison of how they were performing previously and how they're performing now. You can also click the clicks column twice to see pages that lost the most clicks on top, and then you can select any of those pages, click to the tab that says queries. Again, click the clicks column twice again and see which queries are sending much less clicks than they used to during the previous period. So it's a very easy task. You can actually do that at home. You don't need a service or audit or even a tool for that. You already have Search Console. In my email newsletter, I'm also listing a few tools that make this task easier or more productive. There are 2 Google Chrome extensions that are pretty helpful with understanding how much you lost, when you lost it, if there was any update from Google during that period of time. They use Google status dashboard, a search status dashboard, to get those dates when Google was having trouble with indexation or when there was an update during that period. And it's very easy to see on your Search Console performance graph if any of those changes or updates actually impacted your visibility. Please check my newsletter. I've linked it from the description to this video, so click it and see quite a few tools. Another useful tool that is standalone and a premium one is called SEO testing. They also overlay Search Console data with update if there was any confirmed or unconfirmed update during those dates. And they also let you add SEO tests, so annotate anything you are doing with your site to Search Console, and then you can easily see if there was any result from those actions, testing, or anything like that. So it's a very nice, useful tool with a very straightforward. They don't have like millions of features, but what they have is very helpful these days, specifically because we're seeing so many updates and so many traffic fluctuations and so many changes to search result pages as well, including AI overviews. So when you know which pages lost traffic, and this is important to know, that if currently you rely on 1 or 2 pages for your most organic traffic, I see that a lot when 1 or 2 pages are sending 30-40% of all organic clicks to a site. You may be in trouble. So this, even if you didn't lose that traffic, try and diversify as much as you can, because I see the most dramatic declines in traffic, drops in traffic, when the organic traffic was not well diversified. And that's when there is no penalty and there is no update, but you see a huge drop in traffic when something changes, that 1 page, 2 pages are not performing as well. So diversifying your organic search traffic, trying to go for a long tail, creating more pages, all of that can help you create more consistent organic search channel that you can rely on. So this is very important. So when you do see a decline, and when you do know which pages caused that decline and which queries caused that decline, make sure to search for those keywords and see if there are AI overviews showing, if there are any other sections added. E-commerce is one of the most impacted in terms of how much has changed with search results. You can see lots of filters allowing you to find a better product. You can see all those products ranking right there, not your page. It's going from shopping feeds from Google or some other sources, but it's not organic. So organic rankings in e-commerce are very, very well impacted. So check if your site has been impacted by that. If you don't see that anything has changed, anything huge has been added to your search result page, make sure you click on top results and see who replaced you on those rankings. What are they doing differently? Are they targeting other type of search intent than you were? We saw a lot of affiliate sites going through like product reviews, and some of them are great product reviews, really first-hand experience, but they lost rankings because now Google decided to rank more product pages instead of review pages for those queries. So it's not just about your site. There are changes that have nothing to do with the quality of your page, with the freshness of your page. Sometimes it's just Google, and you need to rule out all these possibilities before you really brainstorm ways to improve your page to revive those rankings. SEO traffic is not your traffic. You're not paying for it. You're not buying it. It's organic, so there will always be losses. Hopefully you are already tracking your competitors in search, your rankings and your competitors' rankings for your main keywords. There are lots of tools that can help. We can help with competitive audit as well. I've done thousands of them. I always look at things like search intent, what they're doing differently, how they're getting backlinks, how they're growing their brands. Check your competitors on a regular basis. It's a great way to brainstorm more ideas find things you can do better or identify things they are doing better. I've seen companies get traffic from one source and that got cut off. It was a big shock. So great idea to keep traffic sources diverse. This is something that we've been already talking after helpful content update, when lots of small publishers lost 95% of their search traffic. It's heartbreaking for sure, and nothing can really help them at this point to revive traffic because there were no helpful content recoveries. There is no longer helpful content update, but there was no recoveries from it to this day, which is insane. So we don't really know as experts. There were no case studies, no data as to what revives sites, recovers sites from helpful content. But my point there was it's gotta happen to just about anyone. At some point, something will impact your organic search visibility, whether it's more active competitor, whether it's Google update, whether it's changing your most important search result pages that would send you less clicks. So it's going to happen, maybe not as dramatically, but you at some point will lose organic search clicks that you have now, and probably by that point you'll have more pages and more rankings, diverse rankings, so it will be not as painful. But that's going to happen. So if you can, and you should do that, start converting that organic search traffic into something long-standing, like create your newsletter, create your community. Newsletter and community are two great ways that could sustain you if you lose your organic search traffic. So work on something long-term, work on something that you would be able to rely on if anything happens. Work on your brand, because this is something that can help you survive most of Google's fluctuations, because for many years I've been relying on my brand name and just switching from project to project just because people know me, they search for my brand name. Consider now, if not yesterday, you should have started doing that, investing into something long-term that would be able to help you survive anything that could happen with your organic traffic. Build your brand. Exactly. That is something you should have started doing many days or years ago. But if you haven't, start working on that now, because this is the biggest asset that will not go anywhere and will help you survive many changes in search, AI, social media, all of those. If you have a brand and you cross promote it through many channels and many people follow you and know you and trust you, that is the best asset to build while you have visibility. Then you can rely on it and rebuild something else, depending on where we are in like 5 years, for example.
Telling the difference between fluctuations and actual penalties, like how can you tell the difference?
With Google's confirmed updates, we do have date timeline when they start and when they go, when they finish. So try, if you have a visible, a drastic traffic drop, keep an eye on the date when that happened and check if there was any update from Google on that day. For manual penalties, you will get an email to Search Console saying you that you've been penalized. They're not as common these days, but they do happen. If that didn't happen, if you can rule both of those possibilities out, then possibly that is something wrong. There are some weird cases happening with sites, for example. Sometimes sites just get no indexed for no reason, or we had a lot of problems with hosting companies. Some of them are blocking Google, so not all of its visits, but some of them are being blocked. So we see a ranking fluctuate like crazy when hosting providers do that, and it's not easy to double check or even diagnose. It could take time. So something could get wrong. Some of your competitors could write just a better article than you did and get more backlinks to it than you have, and they will outrank you. And if you drop from position 2 to position 5, that's an insane difference in clicks. So you don't have to be like just wiped away from search results to see a decline in traffic. That could be 1 or 2 positions, and that is already a huge difference. Same with AI. If you were ranking number 1 and now you have AI overview, and then you have a featured snippet, and then probably people also ask results, and then comes position 1, that is a huge difference in clicks too. So that may have nothing to do with your rankings as well, but just changes to SERP. So there are a lot of things in play here. If you are interested, if you saw a decline in traffic and you're interested in someone else's perspective or audit on that, I'm always there. I'm doing them every day almost, definitely every week. So let me know, and I may be able to help diagnose what exactly happened there.
Speaking of AI overviews, like, is there a way to combat traffic loss that you might be losing too? Like, because there's an AI overview of your content.
No good ways at this point. They are very new, they're very dynamic. They say clicks from AI overviews are good, so people do click them. That is a good sign. I personally haven't seen that from like clients or myself or my own site's perspective yet. I haven't measured that, but they're not very common these days. Google
Mm-hmm.
did go back and clean them up, so they do not trigger it for every query. For me, it's like every 10th query or
Mm-hmm.
every 15th query even.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very common, so we don't have much data. But if you ranking number 5, for example, and you have an AI overview showing for your keyword, try matching content in the AI overview to your site, and there is a good chance Google will pick you as the source, as the reference, so you will get more clicks. Do not do that if you are number 1 or number 2 right just now, because sometimes we see people lose rankings over that. So there is something to lose. If you are now number 1 and you are seeing an AI overview showing for that search result, let me know. I would love to see your before and after clicks and traffic, and we could figure out some ideas of how you can combat that. But it's still a learning curve. There is not much data and there is not much time. It's not like featured snippets that have been around for about 10 years now. This thing is like 1 month old, and they keep changing it every week as well.
So, if a page is losing traffic and it's like an important page, what are some ways that you can like regain the traffic or fix up the page so it starts performing better if it's possible?
In many cases, it is possible. The most common 2 reasons for a page losing rankings that is not about updates and penalties. First, it's outdated. Google does like fresh content for many queries, so check your search results and see if there are fresher results there. Keep in mind that you need a substantial update to update your page, so make sure that you have something good to add to that page, something more up to date. Update your screenshots, add some recent data, remove any references to outdated material, and find some new references. So make sure you update it a big deal before you republish it to a new date. So this is very common reason to losing traffic. Another one is that page is going very deep into archives and it's just buried somewhere. There are no internal links to that page. So make sure it's back on top of any type of internal linking structure that you have. It could be added to the navigation, added to your popular articles, republish it so that it's back on top of your site structure. So it depends. Those are just 2 very common reasons, but there are many more. Intent shifts from Google, more active competitors. So the first step to actually finding a keyword is searching for that keyword and making note of everything that's ranking on top of you and seeing what they're doing differently and what they're doing better. Or even if you do not agree with what they're doing better, look why Google may have picked that page to replace you in search results.